Hello, hello, welcome to the lab. I'm Tourette, your local mad scientist, and we are playing Necrobarista again. If you didn't see the last stream, we had a depth problem. So I think we're gonna try to fix that. And without further ado, monk eyes. Yeah. And without further ado, let's start. I like how it lags. Fuck. Anyway, everything is fine. I don't know where it's gonna drop me off because I don't know when this game saves. We're gonna find out. Ah, okay, we're back here. Okay. So I need to turn back into freaking English keyboard because there you go. And I guess we're reading this. Kishan's footsteps echoed in a way that startled him. Where is Okay. I'm getting that again. Were his footsteps always so loud? Perhaps it was just the contrast with the surrounding environment, which seemed to completely silent, that made his footfalls seem so jarringly loud as he walked along the catwalk. He was on a catwalk. Why was he on a catwalk? There seemed to be a gaping space below him, filled with some sort of mist that he couldn't see through. It was fog-like, and yet, despite the fog that lapped at his feet, the air felt so dry. The air was thick here. As he breathed heavily, Kishan felt an overwhelming sweet, sickly odor, like the smell of wet or rotting wood. But all he could see around him were steel beams and a concrete path in front of him. Was it rust he was smelling? No, he knew the smell of rust. This was different. This smell was somehow organic, like the smell of a forest after a fresh rainfall. Kishan shivered. Far in the distance, he could see what looked like a building of some sort, so far away that it made the structure he was inside feel almost tunnel-like, as if its only purpose was to convey him to that distant building. He continued walking forward, but as he walked, the building seemed to be growing more and more distant. He quickened his pace, and as he walked faster, he could feel himself moving through the thick, stifling air, yet, as he looked down, he could see the texture of the catwalk in front of him unchanged, as though he were walking in place. That's worrying. Kishan started to turn backward, but saw only a blinding light. His eyes immediately shut, and when he opened them, he was again facing into the tunnel, with a distant building at the center of his field of view. He tried turning around, but every time he tried to turn his head, his eyes involuntarily, oh my god. These freaking words, man. But every time he tried to turn his head, his eyes involuntarily shut at the sight of the light, and he was forced to close his eyes or look away, always confronted again with the sight of the small hut when he opened his eyes. His heart pounded violently inside of his chest. The tunnel was so quiet that he could hear his own heartbeat, feel his own pulse inside of his head. Something about this place felt deeply, incredibly wrong. Get back. I have to get back. He tried turning again and this time found himself unable to even begin rotating his body before his eyes snapped shut, placing him again in a world of darkness until he opened them again and was confronted with the sight of the small hut in the distance, now looking more far away than ever. Oh my god, I have to get back. Kishan kept facing the building and took a step backward. As he placed his foot on the ground, he felt a gust of wind knock him forward. He let out a yelp of terror. Instinctively, his hands reached for the opposite edges of the catwalk as he fell, trying to steady himself for fear of falling off. The catwalk was wide enough that his body didn't land close enough to the edge for that to have been a risk, and yet, as he looked toward the edge, he felt a growing sense of dread that there was something down there that would capture him if he allowed it to catch even the smallest hold of him. God damn! Almost as he thought it, he felt the sensation of something pressing against his legs. He stumbled to his feet. He ran forward. The hut ahead of him seemed to grow no closer as he ran, but he ran all the same, running not to reach a destination, but to be away from whatever it was that was behind him. Moments ago, his only thought was an overwhelming desire to turn back, a worry that he was somehow trapped in here. But now, that worry was replaced with an overwhelming sense of dread that propelled him forward. He had been pushed forward by something. Something was behind him. Kishan leaned forward and ran. He was no runner. He often found himself winded when forced to climb more than one flight of stairs. And yet, he ran and felt no sense of tiredness holding him back, no need to catch his breath. Maybe it was the thick hair here that somehow never allowed him to run out of breath. Maybe it was that the fear of whatever it was behind him was that strong. Kishan felt the air stinging at his eyes as he ran. By now, he was running so fast that the thick air felt like a hot wind on his face. Tears began running down his face, but he couldn't find it in him to raise a hand to wipe at his eyes. That would mean slowing his sprint. So he closed his eyes, fully aware that he was running down a catwalk that had no handrail on either side. Bah. At this point, he didn't care. He ran and ran. Long after the tears on his face had dried, Kishan realized that he could hear only the sound of his own feet as they struck the catwalk. He couldn't even hear the rush of wind, even as it seemed to buffet his face. There were no sounds of anyone or anything pursuing him. Perhaps there was no pursuer at all. He allowed himself to open his eyes and look down. He looked over his shoulder. This time, there was no blinding light, only a distant glow, like the light at the end of a long tunnel. In a way, It was the light at the end of a long tunnel, and in observing the dim glow of the distant light, Kishan suddenly realized just how far he had run. He turned around and saw the building right in front of him. It had windows that were covered with the same fog that covered the ground around him. Kishan reached for the door handle. He half expected it to be locked, and felt a moment of panic as the handle bowed under the pressure of his hand. Was he ready? Was he ready? Ready? Ready. Why did I say that like this? Oh my god. Was he ready? Do it again, okay. What is wrong with me? Was he ready to face whatever was on the other side of that door? Did he even want to enter? Did he have a choice? What was it that awaited him inside of this building? Answers, or more baffling questions? Kishan looked down the tunnel and suddenly felt cold. Whatever this place was, he needed to escape it, and the only form of egress that seemed available to him was the door of this building. He leaned on the handle and felt the door swing open. Okay, that's all. And now I can go there, okay. So there's a cellar that I can't enter, okay. And I can go back into the cafe. What do we have here though? Well, nothing else, okay. Oh, alright. So cafe needed a moment to load in. Oh, this time there's a... Alright. Oh my god, this face. Why is she so happy? Oh well. Oh my god, look at the face. That smile is unnatural. Oh. Let's continue. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Ooh. Day 2, 5 p.m. Outside the terminal. You right? Yeah, I guess. Cool. What do you say? Just cool. Mind if I join you? Go for it. Dury? You want to Dury? I'm sorry, Dury. What is it, Dury? What? Coffee nail. Cigarette? Oh. Oh, I see. Do you want to smoke or nah? Oh, right, of course. Yeah, sure. Sorry, it's been a weird day. Now remember, kids, don't smoke. It's bad for you. Thanks. No worries. This face. Where are you from then? Heh. You're the first to ask. I live in Collingwood. Where else can you find an active nightlife scene amid active factories, shots, and apartment built all during the 800? Oh my god. 1800s. Oh yeah? Whereabouts? Smith Street. Bit pricey up there this day, isn't it? Bet you like your Evo toast. Ha! Piss off. I've got housemates. Well, nah, I know what you mean. Bit odd. Being dead and all that. Takes some getting used to. Ned certainly knows that what it's like to get used to being dead. Yeah. People keep saying that, but it doesn't make me feel any better. I understand. Do you? I reckon as much as anyone can, yeah. Right. Hey, what's a vo toast actually taste like? Huh? I've never had it. Can't you go out and just eat some? I'm sure Maddie could whip it up if you asked. Hey, there's actually avocado here. Avocados are highly malevolent fruit. How so? What? Don't trust them one bit. Plus, I've got this whole situation. Oh, so that's what the straw was for. You got it. So what does it taste like? I don't know. Like avocado and toasted bread. I mean, yeah. Avocado is kinda cold and mushy, but it's got a good taste. Yeah. Like peas? Heh, definitely better than mushy peas. Love me a bowl of peas, mate. One famous Australian outlaw requested peas with a bottle of wine for his last meal before he was hanged. What? Because they're the only thing you can eat through a straw? Watch yourself. Gonna zap me with your death council powers? First off, it's the Council of Death, not a Death Council. They are totally different things. Uh-huh. Secondly, you really think that's what we do? Walk around shooting lightning out of our fingers? Well, when you put it like that, it sounds a bit silly, yeah. We don't do anything like that. We just keep things running smoothly. Smoothly is all. Harassing cafe owners to settle their time debt isn't something we like to do often. So you just keep the peace? As fucking ironic as that sounds, yeah, Ned keeps the peace. Dude. I know. Want another? Sure. Oh, it says right here, it kills. This is a nice looking place, not gonna lie. Oh, hello. Legs. I love the sunrise here. Is it alright? You watch many sunrises, Ned? Not enough, no. Even semi-immortals need their sleep. Semi-immortals, should I say. Liminal space tends to draw liminal people. What does that mean? Okay. I just like to sit here and watch it. Even when it's cloudy or raining, there's just something about watching the sunrise that makes it easier to deal with the coming day. Feeling optimistic all of a sudden? No, I still feel like shit. Ha! How about you, Kishan? Wait, what? Why is it blue? Is he ascending or something? Kishan? I don't feel great. I'm still having a lot of trouble. You guys, I'm dead and I've only got a couple of hours left before I have to go, and I don't think anyone here really properly understands what it's like to see your last sunrise ever without any idea of what comes next, and that is really fucking terrifying. Yes, I would be. Indeed. And I'm never gonna see my friends or my boyfriend or my family again. I'm just gonna pass on, and I'll never know how they'll remember me, or mourn me, or if I'm even gonna be remembered as a good dude who tried his best, or if I'll just be forgotten in a year. But that good dude who tried his best couldn't even win a freaking game of 5-finger fillet in the basement of a cafe that basically sits on the banks of the Styx, as far as I can tell. And God, I can't even tell if that matters? Where's the text slow? High? I can't tell. I'm so disoriented. Disoriented. And I'm trying so desperately to feel something. But all I feel is that I'm slipping away with every second. I'm losing myself by degrees, and that's incredibly scary, and I don't know how to deal with it. God damn. Yeah, fair cop. I actually came out to apologize for that. The game. Oh, for God's sake, Maddie, have you been gambling again? Can it, Ned? Kishan. I shouldn't have taken that time from you. You took it fair and square. I don't feel like I did, so I'm giving it back. Believe me, I'm as surprised as you are. I don't usually do this. What's different this time? That's my business. I can't believe you're still swindling people out of hours to try and fix your debt. Dude, I know. It's bloody undignified. Blah. Freaking words. And it's a clear violation of the rules. I will banish you right now, my man. No, she got on the bench. I thought you'd stop pulling that crap once you took ownership of the cafe from Che. You really think doing this is going to help you pay this debt? Yes, absolutely. And if you've got any bright ideas on how to do it otherwise, I'm all ears. We should have never granted you and Che those licenses to practice. The actions of reckless necromancers make a pretty good case for the importance of occupational? Oh my god. I have trouble with words. Licensing. You've obviously failed to be responsible with them. You really think we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have the license? Sorry, I need to Oh well. Is my face lagging? What? Yeah, I am. What the hell? Oh, I don't think it doesn't really matters. You really think we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have the licenses, Bushman? Given your history, the hypocrisy on display here is astounding. That's all behind me, and you know it. I've been working on doing some good for the last 100 years. With the council? Really? Yes, we maintain the balance. You know why that's important. Sure do. I don't need you moralizing at me from your ivory tower. Give it a rest, guys. Actually, that bothers me. Blah. That really bothers me. Blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and now if I do that. Okay, it's actually the game doing that. What the hell? It was fine last time. It was fine. Oh, VSync. Here we go. See, it is better. VSync fix everything every time. Alright. But I'm pulling the last day on Earth card. Quit it. And you just leave, okay. I'll be inside. Come find me when you want those hours back, Yishan. For what it's worth, I'm sorry about all of this. I've never been to the other side. I was too afraid to leave. Walked the land for decades, evading the council. That's a crime they call revenancy. Revenancy? No. Staying too long, upsetting the balance. But in lieu of putting me straight to the next place or some sort of eternal punishment, the council offered me a job. Ned may have forgotten some of the sins of his past, but he's pretty sure he wouldn't be going to heaven. Yeah. Sorry, that's all stuff you don't care about, I suppose. It's interesting enough. Now, I'm just filling up empty air. You should head inside and grab those hours back. Truth be told, I'm not feeling especially fond of Maddie right now. She might have been dishonest with you, but even I can tell she's at the end of her rope. Bah. And you might not be able to see it yet, but I think the people in there are fond of you. You think so? Maddie wouldn't have offered the hours back if there wasn't something different about you. Plus, that kid Ashley seems to like you, yeah? I guess. She kinda just dragged me off and got me to hold screwdrivers for her. Trust me, she thinks you're great. Go on, go inside and say hi. I've got some business to go stick my nose into anyway. Alright. Catch you in a bit. I've got some questions about the council. Yeah, she really does seem to not be really happy. Yeah. Of course. I won't be out for long. Later, mate. That surprise face. Hey. Yo. Do you want those hours back? I guess so. It's only 4 hours. I don't think it will make much difference. If it's okay, I prefer that you have them. Ashley's been enjoying having you around. Just Ashley? Wow. And me too, I guess. You seem pretty reluctant to admit that, my dude. My dude! Don't psychoanalyze me! Oh. Sit still for a minute. Alright, lay your hand on mine and place your index finger on my wrist. That's complicated. Is this a part of your ritual or just an excuse to hold hands? Oh my, that's lewd. Shut up. Thanks. Watch carefully and no matter what you do, don't move your hand. There's usually a binding spell I use to make sure that doesn't happen, but I've run out of the reagent required and you probably don't care about that. And what's this smiley about, silly? Oh my god. True. Alright, yep. I give this time freely and without coercion. As above, so below. I maintain the balance. Oh. I maintain the balance. That's not an error, okay, come on, silly. Oh. That's it. How do you feel? I actually feel better. I feel less itchy. Yeah, we weren't kidding about that yesterday. As you linger, you begin to upset the balance and, as I understand, it doesn't feel good. Right, yeah. Why does Ned get to stick around then? Does he just ignore it? The Council are a special case. They are more similar to demigods or demons than they are to us. That's fascinating. Tell me about it. I'd have joined it ages ago, but they are uptight dicks. Yeah, that's right, I said it. They don't seem so bad to me. That's because you've not run into any of their ridiculous rules. A bunch of bloody regulation on manipulating your life force and certain standards on the treatment of spirits. What standards? There's got to be a more inclusive term than human rights for all of the not quite human entities that are floating around. Is that why you gave me the hours back? Because Ned realized you broke the rules? Not sure. Not sure about that. No, that was all within the guidelines, despite his blustering. I gave them back because I felt bad. That's all. Oh, neat. So you pity me. I love that. I'm actually really into it. No, dude, it's not like that at all. Nah, you don't need to clarify. I get it. Seriously? Last day on Earth. Moving on. Fine, sure. I'm sorry. Nope. Sorry, I've got to serve this customer. I'll help. Really? It's probably not a two-person job. Sometimes two people working on a task will be less efficient than one. Sometimes Kishan doesn't care. Wow. Yep. Come on. Dun, dun, dun. Day 2, 6 PM. Ew. Anything else that needs doing? Nah, I'm gonna take this tray of glasses into the kitchen. You can go chill for a bit. I'll take them. You need a break. Sure. Where's the kitchen? That way. You'll find it eventually. Cool. Back in a minute. Wait, isn't that this disappearing hallway to the kitchen? Nope. Your pawns are nothing compared to the raw power of my castles. Castles? Rook and Castle both offer protection for the defending team, but Rook seems to be more popular. Okay. Nothing. Yeah? Ooh, what's this then? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, so that's not right. You're... What? What's happening here? Seriously? Ah! My castle! Brought low by my own hubris. No, it was just a pawn. And maybe a little bit of hubris. When Chase is actually thriving, it's hard for him to feel like he's doing the wrong thing. Maybe that makes him overconfident. Maybe it makes him just the right of confident. It's a right of confident. Bishop. Knight. Ah! Your other castle and check. Oh. Check, you say? Oh, I didn't think of that. You activated my trap card. Yep. Oh, hey Maddie, come check this out. Hey, I tricked him into a false sense of security. Security? Oh man, that's embarrassing. You seriously let her outmaneuver you that hard? Yes. I'm very ashamed. I suppose the real hubris was inside me all along. I freaking love winning. I should try doing this more often. What? A chance win at chess. Would grow into a big winning streak, you know? You wanna play something with us? I should really head back down to the bar. There's nobody there. Come on, take a load off. If anyone really needs you, They'll know where to find you. How about I grab us all a drink, make sure there's nobody waiting down there, then we play something? Oh, that sounds fun. Won't be 5 minutes. You're actually gonna come back this time? You never come back. Oh, that's sad. I'll come back. Promise. Why don't you pick out a game while I'm gone? Let's find something, Ashley. What do you feel like playing today? Something, Something with a lot of dice. Oh, Yahtzee. The past tense of die is died. The plural of die is dice. Yeah, okay. Dice it is. We'll see you in a minute, Maddie. Day 2, 6:15 PM. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. Wait, what is this? There's no dice in this. And that's why the 4th season of Raw Battle Royale was an absolute betrayal. What is she talking about? But you still want to be on it one day? Oh, well, yeah. Unless an indie circuit opens up. Like in wrestling? Exactly like in wrestling. Melbourne's got a local show. I want something like that. You could probably put your own local league together if you worked really hard. Perhaps you could build a robot and get people to battle them? Human-controlled bots are boring though. I want to get more of that spirit juice and put together a bigger ashling. Veteran necromancers will advise that spirit juice is not something to play around with. Masters know that playing around is the best way to learn. How big? I think I started at car-sized and move on to more of a bus adjacent form factor. A bus. Ha! I'm not sure we have enough to power one of those. You'd have to get Maddie to source you a large amount of it. We'd need liters of it at least. That'd be super cool. Did you say it was illegal though? Well, technically. But what Ned doesn't know won't hurt him. That's the start of a bad idea. And, he'd lose his head if he knew half the things we were doing around here. I don't know, he seems fairly lenient with you, right? He wasn't always like that. A long time before you turned up, he nearly shut me down because Would you believe it's because I sheltered a criminal? Oof. Ned nearly shut you down because of that? Am I thinking of the same criminal you are? Trust me, the irony was apparent. I found it very, very funny. What sort of criminal were there? Just a minor demon on the run. Most demons aren't lucky enough to find someone as welcoming as Che, especially the ones that haven't had a chance to make a name for themselves. I don't know what she did to get a price on her head. I just took her in when she'd stumbled through the door, dripping blood everywhere. Ooh. Heh, that's metal. It was extremely metal. Metal. How long did you manage to hide her for? Oh, not too long. Maybe 6 weeks? The time flew by, if I'm being honest. Why is that? Was she from the clock wheel? No, nothing like that. We are bounded. Magically? How'd you do that? I thought I heard you telling Maddie that sort of thing was impossible between beings on this plane. No, not magically. We were lovers. Oh my god. That face. Ew. Yuck. Ew. Happier days. I love hearing about when you were young and reckless. Gosh, what do you think I am now, huh? Old and boring? Definitely old. Despite myself, I must say you're definitely not boring. There's that patented Maddie charm. Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm full of them. Oh yeah, charms. Hexes. Curses. That's all on your account, old man? Ha, I won't deny it. Ugh. Hey, Maddie. Ooh. Hey dude, having trouble finding the kitchen? Yeah, I couldn't. I checked everywhere. It's just behind the bar, man. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. I told you, I checked everywhere. Nah, you're not catching my drift. It's just behind the bar. You can't miss it. Have another look. It'll be there this time. Sometimes you gotta remind the quantum always that they exist. Yeah, that's the freaking quantum always. Fine. How long are we going to keep him here, Maddie? Oh, we're keeping him? No, we're not keeping him. I'm going to let him stay as long as he wants. He'll leave on his own accord at some point. You feel sorry for him? Weirdly, yes. I don't usually get attached to customers, but he's a good dude. I like him. Eh, do you like him because he's nice, or because he was good at passing your tools over? Yes. Oh my god. Don't get too attached. He's not gonna be here forever. Well, duh. I know how it works. I'm going to enjoy having him around, just like you taught me. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Ashley, that's from the motivational calendar I threw out last week. I never said that. Heh, same. I'm used to people moving on, is the point. I can deal with it. Good. Day 2, 6:30 p.m. Oh my. Oh, here's this guy again. Oh. Oh? What is she doing? Fuck! Yeah, such a tremendous fuck. Heh. Okay, just that? What was that? You gonna keep staring at the coffee stain or no? Yes. Okay, whatever. What do you want from this conversation? I'm an open book as far as matters of life and death are concerned. Yeah. I don't want to go. I know you've probably heard this from, I don't know, 1,000 people or whatever. Given the amount of traffic the terminal gets and how long it's been open, 1,000 people is a pretty low estimate. It's not about staying around for people or wanting to go back to my old life. As wonderful and not stressful as that sounds. Like, I'm not afraid of what lies on the other side. I don't think there's any point to worrying about it until I'm there. I just don't think I've spent enough time here. The cafe? No. All this, I guess you'd call it this plane? Roughly speaking, I suppose so. I want to know what you did to be able to stay. Sure. Did Maddie give you those hours back? Yeah. Why? Well, that's a way. You can just find enough hours to stay as a spirit. Half here, half gone. But it's a wretched existence. I wouldn't want to live like that. How would you find the hours though? There's only so many you can get from consenting beings, right? The crappy psychology of gambling aside, you're right, yes. So the question is, how do you do that? How do you create life from nothing? Oh, I see. It's about the plants. I think. It's about the plants. The answer is that you can't, Kishan. It's impossible. No. Oh well. There's always got to be some sort of balance maintained. Everyone who learns to manipulate the fundamental life forces understand that, no matter whether they're doing good or bad things with their skills. Here's the thing though. You don't need both parties to agree. Oh, that's very dangerous to say. It's just a social nicety. Something that separates us from, well, people who don't do that. That's where the idea of vampires came from, for example. Those bastards. They're not special or anything. They're just dickheads. Wow. Wow. Bashing vampires. Anyway, if you can take life force from people, you can also drain it from animals or plants. There we go, about the plants. But in this business, there's a lot we don't or can't understand. One of the things we can't understand is why life force from animals and plants is tainted. It feels gross. If it didn't, everyone would take it. Consequences be damned. How were you feeling today before Maddie took the hours back? I felt like I was slipping away. Like my mind was really foggy. It's scary to run when it's foggy. You don't know what you might be running toward. Yeah. It was really hard to think or put sentences together. Nobody really noticed though. Typical. Imagine that, but 10 times worse. You're foggy, but there's also something fundamentally wrong. Like you're a collection of puzzle pieces that don't quite fit together. Like an engine that's running out of oil. That sounds horrifying, right? So, should I do it? Probably not. How would I stay otherwise? Well, you could always go on the lam. Just run for it. But you'd catch me. Not me personally, but yes, the council will eventually. And that's it? That's my only option. Perhaps. Depends on how you feel about bonding your soul for eternity to a fundamentally neutral arbiter of justice. The downside of neutral arbiters is that they are never on your side. Yeah. I have no strong feelings about it, one way or another. Smart ass. What? Would you regret it if you stayed here forever instead of moving on? I don't know. I guess that'd be up to me, right? How do you mean? In the end, how I feel about taking a big branch in my life is just a matter of how I frame it. I can focus on what I regret, sure, but it's not a useful way to spend my time. If I focus on the future, on everything that's in the possibility space, instead of outside of it, that's probably better for me, yeah? Sure. You don't sound convinced. I'm just ambivalent on it. I try not to think about anything too hard these days. But if you're willing to accept eternal bondage with the council, I can keep you here. Oh boy. It's not easy work though. You have to act in the best interest of the system, not its individual parts. Bureaucracy at its finest. How did you learn to deal with it? Just took some time. When you're used to it, you learn not to think too hard about what you're doing. That's dangerous. Blah. As long as you take a holistic view of everything, things generally check out alright. We tend to only bother the biggest rule breaker anyway. Maddie being one of them? Habitually. She wouldn't be getting so much leeway if it weren't for Shay. I don't understand that guy. He's nice, we've chatted a bit, but what makes him so special? He's provided services in the past. I can count on one hand the number of people who knows as much about the manipulation of life force as he does. He's been researching it for over 100 years. A lot has changed since the days when Shay was a young man. No way! Is that old? He looks like 60 max. Yep, much older than that. Wild. We're getting sidetracked though. How do you feel about joining the council? I don't hand out offer willy-nilly, you know. I'm interested, but can I have some time to think about it? How much time do you have? You've been out for nearly 25 hours. You're overdue. Put it on Maddie's tab. Okay. I assume you're not going to stick around forever. Unlikely if the next few hours are anything like how I felt this morning. I'll stick around until you have a solid answer then. Cool. Alright. Wanna get drunk? We are already drinking, mate. Nah, Shay told me about something pretty special he's got behind the bar. Unless it's something really special, he's probably offered me some. And even then... So you've tried the... Bottled soul? Oh. You pulling my leg? Nope. You've got to be mistaken. You haven't seen it in person, have you? Yeah, I actually have seen it. That's quite illegal. I expected better from him. Damn it. So, are we going to drink it or not? Council regulations require me to confiscate it or force the owner to dispose of it. It doesn't steal anymore, it just seizes assets. It's a completely different thing. Yeah, I guess. We'd be doing him a favor then. I suppose. Come on, dude. Shay said that it knocked you flat. Blah. When you say you, do you mean me? Or you? Or just anyone who drinks it? Anyone? It's like 200% alcohol or something. That's not technically possible, but I admit my interest is piqued. Well, let's not waste any time. Oh my. Damn it. This was a setup, wasn't it? Basically. You in? Fine. Oh my. Oh, this looks deadly. Good thing dead people can't get alcohol poisoning. Ay. To bureaucracy. Oh my. Ah, to bureaucracy. What are you doing, Maddie? Boop. Yo. Your orders arrived. 3 days late, mate. I got held up by a mutual acquaintance of ours. Ah, shit. That explains why he's in my hair. Bah. I'll be there in half an hour. Uh-huh. Interesting, interesting. Oh, here we go again. The catabasis is considered to be a vital part of the hero's narrative. Every hero goes to hell at some point. And these stories, they usually come back, which is the bit that seems weird to me. I don't think that's how it works in real life. The cafe has had a bunch of heroes come through, claiming that they were going to conquer hell and come back. They never returned as far as I saw. The idea of catabasis is that in the grand scheme of things, hell, or the underworld, or Hades, or whatever you wanna call it. Anyway, it's on the outside of wherever we are. Like we're trapped inside this sphere and we leave it to go to hell. Did the ancient Greeks ever consider that maybe we've been on the outside the whole time, just waiting to get in? Maybe they did, matter of perspective. I guess I'll ask one sometime if I ever meet one. But perhaps we're just waiting our entire lives for this, to pass through the firmament to the next place. To be driftwood that washes up to the shore on the shore of whatever that next place actually is. Seems weird, but maybe that's where we are naturally meant to be. I'm thinking it's possible that this world isn't some sort of proving ground or anything. Maybe it's just a waiting room. A beautiful, flawed, complex waiting room. Personally, I don't think there's anything like heaven or hell waiting for us. No judgment either. The world doesn't even operate in binaries and or absolutes. That's just flawed human thinking projected onto things that are much more complex than they can even perceive. I don't think that what's waiting on the other side is even something that we can conceptualize. I bet it's cool. It's a shame that it's a one-way trip, though. This guy spoke for the entire thing and the other didn't respond. Get them. I think they're dead. Bah. I don't blame you. Maybe one day soon I'll be able to stop blaming myself too. You can now speak to Tuan and Anna to experience the side story, Walking to the Sky. Oh, there's a side story, okay. This is oh, Ashlyn's invention, okay. Oh, I need to read this to get back, okay. I want to know if I can go over there. No, I can't. No. This is oh my god. So many things to read. Too much for me. Alright. A teenage boy approached the counter. Shoulders slumped forward, head down, eyes on the ground, up until the moment he looked up to order a drink. He was old enough that he could have passed for a young adult with a better presentation, but the posture, coupled with the oversized backpack he was wearing, were a dead giveaway. Irrespective of his age, he was still just a kid. Can I get a Coke? An order befitting of a kid. Yeah, I think we can manage that, said Maddie. Think fast, said Shay. Maddie turned around just in time to see an aluminium can hurtling toward her. She almost caught it. The can rolled back toward Shay, who scooped it off the floor. He hesitated a moment before setting it on the counter. No ice, right? Said Shay. The boy nodded. No. Oh, yeah. Yes to no ice. Shay cracked open the can and poured it into a waiting glass, which he then slid down the counter, pushing it gently enough that it came to a rest in front of the teenage boy. The boy grabbed the glass. Thanks, he said. He glanced around the room. If you're looking for a place to sit, there should be plenty of seats upstairs. The boy nodded and headed for the stairs, drink in hand. Plenty of seats down here too, said Maddie, turning to Shay. Yeah, said Shay. But I think upstairs is more Tuan space. What did you just call him? Tuan, said Shay. People have names, you know. That's the problem with having regulars, said Maddie. People expect you to remember their names. Though, now that I think about it, Tuan probably wouldn't mind finding out that you don't know his name. Can't have your name on Maddie's shit list if she doesn't know it. Oh, that's very true. Should he be on my shit list? Said Maddie. Nah, he's harmless, said Shay. Maybe you're a bit susceptible to peer pressure. But I think that's why he comes here. To meet with peers. To meet people who aren't his peers, said Shade. How many glum teenagers do you see around here? Too many, said Maddie. Maybe not enough, said Shade. Please tell me you don't actually mean that. Teenagers have the highest noise to spending ratio of any demographic. Not the glum ones. And if I were a glum teenager, trying to find my place in the world and trying to carve out an identity for myself, I could imagine a worse place to do it than right here. Teenagers can't go be glum somewhere else, said Maddie. Whatever happened to proper teenage delinquency? Be careful what you wish for. We've been mercifully delinquent-free for quite a while now. Proper teen delinquents don't loiter in coffee shops. They set things on fire, spray paint alleyways, and stay out past curfew. Does the city have a curfew for minors? It should. Teens need to be able to break rules, and all the better if committing acts of vandalism at 11 PM gives them a 2 for 1. Yeah, that's not wrong. Maybe they should avoid delinquency and just stick to general mischief. Oh no, we already have plenty of mischief around here, ever since Ashley set up shop. Got it? Next time I see Tuan, I'll tell him he needs to be committing more crimes. You need to commit more crimes! Oh my god. What will you do if he actually takes your advice? He won't. Peer pressure only works if it's from a peer. Someone of my age telling him it'll be cool if he starts sweeping the liquor won't do much to assure him that becoming a thief is a ticket to popularity and acceptance. So find another teenager to tell him. I'll keep my eye out. Alright, that was weird. That was weird. So I guess talking about these two people. That's Chuan and I don't know who that is. So that's the side story. Alright. But I want to continue the main story before I do anything else. Dun, 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 dun. Day 2, 8:15 PM. Gah. I don't have the energy for this. Maddie's been running on empty for several days now. Ooh. Especially with everyone watching me. I hope he packed enough conductors. My order form was pretty vague. I shouldn't be worrying about the conductors when I'm not even sure I can pull the whole thing off without some sort of major screw-up happening. Good suppliers know enough about their clients to anticipate their needs. There's a certain amount of nosiness that is polite after all. Supplier knew what I wanted the conductors for anyway, so he would have packed enough. And he knows that I've got Ashley helping me. Helping you with what, Madeline? Yeah. Be soft, Ned. Rude. He's following her. That's creepy. You should respect your elders, you know. Ned is not a young man, even though it's not as yeah. God listened to you. The council made you soft, didn't it? Or respect your elders. Follow all our totally arbitrary rules, or we'll make up some cheap reason to destroy your business. My name's Ned, and I love rules. You done? Yep. Cool. You sound wounded. A steel chest plate can save you from a bleeding heart, but not a bruised ego. Yeah. You should be nicer. Wow, sick comeback. What was it that guy you killed said? Oh Christ, I am shot. Oh no, woe is me. Just a little throwback humor for you. Did it strike a nerve? Did I just what? Maddie. When Ned spoke next, it was in a deep, dark cadence, steeped in guilt and self-loathing. If Maddie had been able to see his eyes, she would have faced a withering glare. We are rapidly reaching a point of no return. I can no longer promise to shield you from the consequences of your actions. What you did just there, quoting one of my victim's dying words at me, that was low. That was low. Even for you. Frankly, I'm disgusted. You dare to poke at my guilt? You dare? Let's talk about guilt, shall we? I don't suppose you might have anything waiting on your conscience right now, would you? As I thought. They may still weigh heavily on me, but I am absolved of my sins. Some moral debts take a lifetime to work off. Ned's had more than a few lifetimes. I've had 100 years to process that, and to redeem myself through my actions. Your sins are fresh. They are lance marks on your soul, deep cuts in your aura. Swallow your arrogance, novice. I know what you did. Maddie's sins weigh heavy on Ned's mind. They weigh even heavier on hers. God damn. And I can't wait to see how you plan to make this right. Episode 5. Rainy Moods. 8:30 PM. Oh, those two. Tuan, age 16. Thinks he's smart. Not antisocial, just shy. Read a bunch of Wikipedia articles on optometry and considers himself somewhat of an expert. Oh wow. Anna, age 16, knows she's too smart for her own good. Hobbies, people watching, self-indulgent teenager angst, taking advantage of the fact that she's too smart for her own good. Okay. So I'm not sure that alcohol actually makes you feel anything. In fact, going by its chemical properties, I'd say it's the opposite. Shut up, dog, we're planning a heist. Metaphysical debates about alcohol can come after. But this isn't metaphysics, I'm just talking about simple chemical interaction with our brains. Tuan is a guy who has the look of someone who knows more about chemical interaction than human interactions. Please take the energy you're putting into pedantry and redirect it towards the plan. The plan? The plan. What's the plan? I was thinking I could just reach over the bar and grab the first bottle I see. Sounds risky. Very chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral, dude. And what's your alignment then? Neutral good? Uh-huh. I'd say I was lawful neutral, but that's the coward's option. Yeah. But getting back to the plan. Oh, she already grabbed it. Using your own pedantry to distract you was absolutely part of the plan. Wow, so little faith in me? Gotta minimize liabilities here. Anna's still learning to trust this guy. He doesn't have the look of an interloper, but you can never be too safe. Indeed. You're out here playing checkers while I'm playing 6-dimensional upside-down laser chess. Damn, that sounds awesome. Shit. I've galaxy brained this, and now I'm holding the fruits of my labor. Don't you mean our labor? If you insist. Give me a closer look at that. What sort of fruit did we pluck from the boost tree? Really stretching that metaphor out, huh? Yep. I don't recognize the language on this label. What? Let me look. What the hell? I don't recognize it either. Maybe it's a cipher. A cider is made from... what? No, cipher. A cider is made from fermented apple juice. A cipher is made from fermented word juice. I like... That's nicely phrased. Okay. Would make you read a cipher just to know what you're drinking. Yeah, that is weird. The saddest? Oh, we could ask Maddie what this is. What he... She's a sadist, right? What do you call someone who enjoys the empathic pain they feel from hurting others? Yeah, that idea sounds great. Let's go find her the... Apart from the fact that we specifically nicked it from her. Oh, right. You're meant to be the lawful one here, dude. We agreed on natural good. Me not challenging your assertion does not make it an agreement. Indeed. Regardless... Wait, hold on. I sense a dark presence. Do you feel it? No, I don't feel anything particularly spooky in the air. Yeah, me neither. Oof. Oh no, the bottle. Hello, children. I see you've stooped to petty thievery. Some of the bottles on that shelf are old enough that swiping them would be an act of grand theft. Not this one, however. Alas, sprung. Can't believe my haste carry is over so quickly. Aw, don't give up on your dreams, kid. Speaking of, you know what happens when you drink this? I was assuming some sort of drunkenness. Does it make your teeth fall out? Well, last time I had a shot of this, I woke up in Adelaide. Wow. So the result was 700 kilometers worth of drunkenness and bad decisions. But I woke up 6 hours before I took the shot. Huh? What? Okay. Had to drive a rented car back and explain to Shay why I disappeared without a trace and somehow accidentally time traveled. Holy shit, can we give it a try? God, no. You ever heard of liquor licensing laws? I'd end up in jail. I think it would be an excellent formative experience. Yeah, if you're not perpetuating with teen drinking culture, you're a loser. What kind of... God. Somehow I remain unconvinced by your passionate arguments. Well, we tried. You kids have way too much time on your hands, you know what? You know that? Better than not having enough, right? I'm utilizing my time to practice my skills. It's not wasted. Whereas a non-existent industry sector that relies solely on the skill of reaching over bars and stealing bottles of enchanted booze is gonna be lucky to have you. Oh, that's so validating, thanks. Can I get you to a coffee or anything? Hot chocolate? I'm kinda busy tonight, but I'm hoping that bribing you with free drinks will stop you from nicking my shit. I'll take a free drink. I feel guilty taking one since it was all Chuan's idea. Hey! But I graciously accept your offer. Neat. What you would be? Hot chocolates for both of us? Hot chocolates for both of us. Alrighty, 2 hot chocolates coming up. Seriously, don't steal anything else while my bike's turned, or I'll feed you to a spite elemental. A spite elemental. I wonder. Spite elemental. Maybe it's a metaphor. Is she saying that she'll hit us? Is she the spite elemental? Oh no. Maybe it's a real spite elementals where the friends we made along the way? That's silly. I hate this. Fair. Oh, who is this again? Ooh. Oh, hello. Hello. Samantha. Age 32. American? Visiting Melbourne for work. Devastatingly patient. Trust me, you kids don't want to meet a spite elemental. Have you? Yep. Got pretty close to not making it out alive. I guess you're in a fairly exciting line of work then. This woman's line of work might seem intriguing to someone looking in from the outside, but to her, it's all business. It gets that way sometimes, but spite elementals aren't exciting. They're terrifying. They suck all the air out of a room and make the world ache. And they don't die easy. Huh. That's kinda metal. You sure don't need brass balls to face one down, that's for sure. And the steely gaze? What? Cause steel is metal, and I said it was metal, and then you mentioned brass balls, so... Oh my god, that's so awkward. Anna, please back me up. Nope, you brought this on yourself, mate. No. Nah, she's totally right. Ah. What's going on here? You bullying my customers, Samantha? Samantha. Of course not. Good, because that's my job. Oh my god. You two should go enjoy the evening. There's a nice breeze blowing. You remembered my name? That's sweet. Sweet isn't a word that people often use to describe Maddie. That's the kind of remark that says more about the person who's talking than the person they're talking about. Of course I did. You're interesting. Doesn't that describe everyone who walks through your doors, though? Absolutely not. Especially not in the way that you are. Some people would take offense on that. Your boss must be very different to mine. Well, my old boss, I guess. I'm my own boss now, actually. Betty thinks she can make it all on her own. It just might turn out to be right. Apologies. Your approach to hospitality work is very different from what I'm used to. Is what I'm trying to say. Figures. Where do you work? Just some dive bar overseas. Which hive of scum and villainy. The owner would never shut up about treating every client like royalty. Sounds like a pain in the ass if you ask me. I'm not asking actually, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless. So, can I get at you anything? Surprise me. You'd like me to pick you something? Yeah. Mind if I ask you a couple questions? Are they related to the drink? Yep. Shoot. Okay. What's your favorite white wine? Huh. You're not making me a wine cocktail, are you? Haha, no. I'm partial to a glass of Marsanne every now and then. Fancy. Next question. Have you ever read a star chart? Like in astrology? No. Why? I don't put any stock in mysticism. Hey, this place isn't mystical. To some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just the world they live in. It's built out of cold, hard facts. I just don't know them all yet. Alright, fair enough. Last question. Oh my god, I don't like this already. You're walking in the shallows of an ocean that seems to go into the distance forever. You can't see any land aside from the sand under your feet. Whenever you step forward, the sand sinks, just a little bit. As far as you can see, there's no way to escape. Drowning is the only possible outcome. What do you do? Wow, I feel like you're about to pull out a void camp machine or something. It's obviously some sort of test. I run, I swim, I dive when I can. And if I eventually drown, so be it. There's nowhere else to go and no point to sitting and waiting for starvation, or sharks, or someone to save me. I have to take action. Interesting. So, what's the verdict? Samantha didn't get a response. Maddie's eyes had glazed over as soon as she'd answered the last question, and now she stood perfectly still, gazing intensely at the rows and rows of dusty bottles lining dustier shelves. Her lips moved, but no words came out. As Samantha watched, a flask of red liquid twitched, seemingly of its own accord. Maddie craned her neck up at it and scowled. In response, a smaller bottle next to the first, and surely only big enough to hold a few drops of something, began to glow. Her scowl shifted to a wry smile. What the fuck? Please, you don't need to open anything new on my account. What the fuck? Gotcha! Your answers were interesting. Coming from some people that might sound like a non-committal remark, but coming out of Maddie, it might be the most effusive praise you will ever get. So where are your questions? I'm still having a little trouble figuring out how they relate to each other though. Is that important? I try to maintain a vague hope that maybe one day things might make sense. And until then, I just try to go with the flow, of course. Hey. Sorry for trying to psychoanalyze you there. Try? Do you think you failed? No. What's the verdict then? Well, for one, you tend to accept things as you see them. You don't try to interpret things based off of unrelated frameworks or thought patterns. That said, you do try and make sense of the connections between things when you can. But it's pretty sure she has all the pieces. She's found that putting all of the pieces together requires a bit more effort. Yes. But it's no big deal to you if you don't. Bah. You just mark it as an unknown variable and move on. And that reads to me as an intensely pragmatic approach. Would you agree? I suppose. You're the sort who doesn't buy drinks to enjoy them. You buy them as camouflage. If you're experienced with if you're experienced with pretending to be something you're not in order to blend in, you might develop a talent for recognizing when others are trying to do the same. You buy them as camouflage to hide your face behind, to project a veneer of being untouchable while you watch. Watch what? Everything, I suppose. You take everything in the same way I do. So you're saying that I'm attentive, but that I don't worry about instantly understanding how things are interconnected. Because you're confident that eventually you'll understand it anyway. How do you figure that? You've been watching my hands this whole time. Is that weird? To watch an attractive bartender mixing a very fancy looking cocktail? To appreciate a craft? No. But given just how interested you are in what my hands are doing, I'd wager that you've got some experience in my field. Ooh, that's cool. So, are you just really bad at picking up on when you're being flirted with, or? It's fine, sweetie. In fact, it's pretty cute. Oh my god. I meant in alchemy. The field of alchemy. Uh-huh. I'm sure you're very accomplished in alchemy. Just take the drink. Shit, this is really good. Yeah? Too good to ignore, yeah. It's smoky, but bittersweet. The contrast with the bitters that really makes you appreciate the sweetness. Or is it the other way around? The way around. Almost makes me feel like I'm reaching the end of something. Like I've got a lump in my throat from saying goodbye, but I can't quite tap into that feeling. Like, what did you even put in this? Mezcal, artichoke bitters, gold heart bitters, and a slice of gorilla lime. Gorilla lime? That can't be a real thing. It's just hard to acquire. Called that because if you bite into one, it feels like you got punched by a gorilla. No. Physically? No, emotionally. Ah, makes sense. I am not a wizard. Prove it. Ah. That guy, the boss you mentioned? Yeah. He good to you? I'm sorry? Does he treat you well? Yeah. To a fault, actually, far past the point where it's rational for him to still be nice to me. No one's ever accused old Shay of being rational. That doesn't stop him from trying to be the voice of reason. Good. Actually, I'm sorry, that reminds me I have to dash. Got some setup work for a project to finish before the sun comes up. Maddie rarely engages in careless shenanigans, so when she's up to something, you'd best be on your guard. Yeah, but without you here, who will you blah blah blah. Hip, hiccup. But without you here, who will enable my latent alcoholism? You can just reach over the bar and grab the gin. Tonics is in the bar fridge. Will do. Come back soon, though. I'd love to discuss alchemy with you some more. God damn this girl. Catch you later. Wait, one last thing. What was the meaning behind the question about what wine I like? Oh, I was just curious. Oh my god. That's the last one, I reckon. Does it have the magic caps in it? I think so. We can just call them caps, you know. They're built for something different. I refuse to use non-specific language. Yeah, they're in there. Okay, what about the thing? You have to be a little more... Oh, you know? The thing. Sparky thing. Ashley likes having friends who can understand her even when she fails to be specific. Electric. Sweetie, how long have you been awake? Is it better for you if you don't know, I think? Do you mean the voltage regulator? That's the one. Good job. It's in one of the other boxes. I didn't think we needed another one though. Are you kidding? The last one literally melted. It's a good thing I have an extremely sick metal arm, otherwise I would have been badly injured. Ashley's prosthetic arm is a point of pride. She wouldn't trade it for anything, not even the harm that it replaced. Yeah, thank goodness. Is there anything missing? I shall check. Need some espresso? I think I will literally die if I have any more. Hey, that's really mature of you. Nice job. Yeah, whatever. You can get me some chocolate if you want. Don't tell Ashley that chocolate has trace amounts of caffeine. At least it's not more espresso. Sure thing, be back in a moment. Oh hey dude, where you been? Hey. Just chilling, not much to do when you're waiting to die. Hey! Come on Cooper, I know you're hiding down there somewhere. Hold this, will ya? Did Ned really say that? Yeah. Do you believe it? I'm not sure. Well, it's not a lie. The most dangerous lies are the lies we tell ourselves. Yep. But it's not the whole truth either. And I don't quite have the time to untangle it for you. It is the sort of person to be tangled away without too much consideration. For who's going to have to untangle them? Untangle. I've got a hungry teenager downstairs and a summoning ritual to complete. Ah, she's part of this too? Don't you take that judgy tone with me. Hey, far be it from me to moralize at you. Getting a lot of that these days, mate. I'm just trying to keep everyone happy. Tough gig. I'll say. Alright, now if you can solder those 2 wires. No, not those ones. Bloody hell. Who programmed you? Bet she's a jerk. Incredibly intelligent, but a very bad programmer. She has learned how to program exactly the minimum amount she needs to, and not 1 iota more. You're talking about yourself, right? What? Wow, you're really out of it here. Where do you even pull this from? Leg holster? You aren't wearing your leg holster. Arm holster? Your prosthetic? It holds 6 million knives. Don't question me on this. I'm the expert here. Hey, need a hand? Dude, you should check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself. No, that's not what I meant. Oh, anyway, I guess you can help. Before I ask what you need, what are you even doing? Maddie mentioned a summoning circle? Something like that. You ever wanted to live forever? I'd trade that for just having a second chance, honestly. Well, grab me that box, please. You can't just leave that hanging like that. Watch me. And why do you watch me leave you hanging? You can go get the box. Oh well. Thank you. Yeah, so, this is really heavy. What's even in here? 100 meters of heavy gauge, copper cable. Basement full of magical items, this copper wire might be the thing most in danger of being stolen. It's easier to flip at least. A bunch of capacitors that I'm going to wire together soon. And some various bits and bobs. That would definitely explain the weight. Oh, there's also a bunch of clamps. So what do you need? Validation. Chocolate. Coffee. A school system that doesn't punish me for having weird and niche interests. Yeah. I meant more, communism. What the? Ashley is a real party girl. I don't think I can get you any. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think I can get you communism. Sorry. And isn't Maddie already getting you chocolate? You're a terrible comrade, Chickishan. If I wasn't close to hitting the LD50 of caffeine, I'd ask you for some coffee. But all you can do right now is give me that sweet validation. Okay. You're a real thumbs up? Good human. I don't know what sort of validation you want here. Oh. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop of trying things that are inevitably going to fail, and I don't know how much of it is my fault for not being good enough at a monumentally difficult task. I'm used to being effortlessly good at things, but I feel like my brain is full of bees on this one. And can I deal with failure? I don't think I can. I am not equipped for failure. Why do I... Failure. Bah. My entire perception of myself is that I'm good at things. I'm gifted and talented and incredibly afraid that I'm gonna let people down at a vital moment. Vital moment. This is that vital moment. Would I just sit here, paralyzed? And I rationally know that a lot of this pressure is just me being hard on myself. But Maddie and I, we tried this already. And we failed pretty badly. It was a disaster. For actually of all people to call something a disaster, it must have been a real catastrophe. God damn. I can't understate how badly it turns out. So, even with all the prep I'm doing, is this enough? Did we learn enough to do it properly? Numbers and formulas and hard science are good, but I can't shake this feeling that I'm gonna screw it up for everyone. And I'm so afraid of letting Maddie down. There are few things we fear more than disappointing the people we love most. That's heavy as shit, mate. You reckon? Fully, yeah. I don't know what to say to that, except that I don't think Maddie would ever feel let down by you. I know I've only been here for like 2 days, but her and Shay seem to really care about you. And I'm sure that extends to accepting you for who you are, limitations and all. Yeah. Though, honestly, I think you give off a pretty strong vibe of not giving a shit about your limitations. Or that you indiscriminately power through them with some sort of raw, caffeine-fueled fury. Anyway, you're immensely powerful and I'm terrified of you. Goddamn. Fair enough. I was never really super smart or gifted or anything. Sometimes the people who think they're not gifted were just never made aware of their gifts. Yeah. I just floated through school and work and never focused on much except having a good time. I can definitely imagine the sort of pressure you'd have on you though, especially given how big this task is. Yeah. So while I can't say for sure that this thing is gonna be easy, or even successful, it's a terminal I can feel like nothing is easy. Even Sunday mornings come with their own sets of trials and tribulations. I don't think it's important that you work on giving yourself a break from the weight of your own expectations. But it's not an easy thing, I'm sure. But my boyfriend is similar. He's very hard on himself when he feels like he's letting himself down. So, it doesn't go away? I don't think so. I think it just gets easier to deal with as you learn to be more empathetic to yourself. Self-forgiveness and all that. It's often hardest to forgive someone when you're aware of all their flaws. It definitely took him a good few years to even begin to be able to deal with his self-imposed shame. I guess I can try that. You can try that. Or you can continue feeling super bad about yourself all the time. I mean, when you put it like that, right? I hate how rational you sound. I know, I'm disgusted at myself. Wah. Sup, nerds? What's going on in this thread? What? You're suddenly in a good mood. I maybe ate some of your chocolate. Maybe Maddie had some chocolate. Maybe grass is green. Oh, I swear to God, if there isn't any left. Yes, we've been over this before. You comprehensively murderize me. You'd hate it if someone failed to be comprehensive when they went about murderizing you. I've seen some incomplete murderizing attempts and they ain't pretty. Ah, my poor throat. Don't worry, I only ate a little bit. Excellent. Is this enchanted chocolate or just normal chocolate? What about unenchanted dark chocolate? Where does that fall in the normal abnormal chocolate spectrum? Da-da-dum. Does he deserve to know? I don't know. I kinda like the mystery. It's completely chocolate. It's completely normal chocolate, isn't it? Maybe. Maybe not. Can I have some then? Eh? Come on, you owe me. For what? Helping you set up all this. Oh yeah, that's fair. This is totally normal chocolate. Yeah. Did you expect it to not be that? Well, you implied. We never implied. You came up with that one all on your own. Damn it. Alright, I'm bored. Later, dogs. Don't you run off on me, miss. This Magica bank isn't even half done. I'll do it later. For now, I am going to go take a nap under that table. If anyone disturbs me... Come on! You'll be happy? Confused? Ticklish? Extra hungry? I will... mention me in your diary? Maddie doesn't keep a diary. All those thoughts and memories just stay cooped up in her head. One day she's going to run out of space or sanity. Yeah. I will exact terrible revenge on both of you later. Geez, that phrase definitely doesn't start with an M. Bye. She roll. Heh. I'm not being too hard on her, am I? You? Nah, she thinks you're great. Good. I could probably stand to give her a break, though. There are few people who appreciate a break more than Ashley, especially when it's a break from Maddie. I mean, just. I'm expecting a lot from her right now. She does seem a little overloaded. Fuck. But she'd tell me if things were too much, right? I don't know. It seems like she idolizes you. Idolatry is a sin, isn't it? It can't be healthy behavior. I don't know about that. I reckon she'd pretty happily burn herself out for you, you know? I just need her to for the next 4 or 5 hours. Then everything will be okay. Is that when you're planning on performing the ritual? This thing? Yeah. What's it for anyway? Conduit ritual. Super forbidden magic. Oh, cool. Are you actually cool with this or? Not usually actually. Why is that? Well, you know, I was talking to Ned earlier and... Actually, don't worry about it. It's fine. I don't care. What's it do? You know how it took a couple hours from you down here? Vividly. This is just a bigger scale version of that spell. Higher capacity. Who are you taking hours from? Nobody. Don't worry, bud. You're at a deficit already. When you get deep enough into the hole, you kind of stop worrying about climbing out of it and just accept your fate. I can't touch you. Right, okay. So even if you're lying right now, shouldn't you have taken enough to pay off your debt multiple times at this point? Ah, the hours weren't for that. What do you mean? Maybe it just felt like hours. I can't be hard to judge when time you're wandering around randomly. I think I already read that. What the hell did you do with them then? Yeah, what the hell did you do? Where'd they go? For our research, we used the following materials. Wire of copper, heavily drawn. Jasmine chalk, not Dover. Sustained electric supplies of at least 20 volts. Car battery. Capacitors composed of beep need better durability. However, we believe extra components are required. Our conduit's properties varied with the layout of our summoning circle, and despite the departure of our test subject during our trials, we are able to ascertain a number of efficiency-oriented refinements. Some kind of optimization requires a loyal dedication to craft. Yeah. As well as the absolute necessity of a living but non-sentient vessel to act as a so-called storage container. More testing is required, though obtaining a willing subject for future methodology evaluations without attracting the attention of the council will be difficult, to say the least. I stored them. Uh-huh. All those hours are in this tree. Oh. Oh. That's the big tree you can see in the middle of the cafe. Oh boy. I miss eating. Why? What was your diet like? I remember sushi. Sushi? I thought you said you were a crab. What, you think crabs aren't dexterous enough to make sushi? Unquestionably, yes. What is this sushi? It's delicious, it's what it is. Rice and fish and seaweed. Humans ate it. And crabs. I just don't know where a crab would find rice, or a way to make good sushi. I also ate garbage. Yes, I also ate garbage on occasion. Unbelievable, you two. Unbelievable. Garbage is good for the soul. Garbage is garbage, isn't it? It's in the name. What did you eat when you were alive then? Grass, just normal grass. Boring. And tree roots sometimes. Is that a goat? There are tree roots here, yes? Yeah, there are. Why don't you chomp on them? Well, I'm not hungry. We don't eat. And also, more importantly, they are powerfully magical. Maddie needs them. If we damage things that Maddie needs, then Ashley will be disappointed in us. A suboptimal state of affairs. I can feel the power in them though. However, I do not feel compelled to chomp on them. What a strange thought. Love to chomp. Chomp sushi, chomp sandwiches, chomp garbage. You're so weird. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Make your creator proud. You can now speak to Samantha to experience the side story, Devil's Den. Oh my god, how many side story does this have? Seriously. This looks cool. Alright. This shit's experiment. Well, I think I've had enough for today. I think I've had enough for today, so... Whoop. I'm ending the stream here. Well, if you enjoyed mean, what I was that. Yeah, I am tired. I am tired. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next week. And yeah, next week I will have a little surprise. I'm not telling anything yet, but I have weird ideas. I'll see you next stream. Bye.